Well, infrastructure in Africa will affect the operationalisation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. That's according to Alain Ebobisse, who is the Chief Executive Officer of AfCFTA, Africa's Infrastructure Investment Forum. He says unless the continent invests in ports, rails, road, energy and information communications technology infrastructure, then the free trade movement of goods, or the free movement of goods, services and people across Africa's borders will be hampered. He urged African governments to embrace AfCFTA platform to enable them to access funds to fund infrastructure in their countries. It currently has 30 investors who include 27 African countries, the African Development Bank, the Central Bank of West African States and the Central Bank of Morocco. Sarah Kimani spoke to Ebobisse on the sidelines of AfCFTA General Shareholders Meeting in Kigali.
AfCFTA is owned by 27 African country shareholders, the African Development Bank and 2 African Central Banks. So what we are doing really is to invest in Africa infrastructure, but catalyzing also private investment in Africa infrastructure, because we never are alone in the project that we are funding. We always need partners to co-fund the project with us. So we're really helping accelerate the implementation of infrastructure projects in Africa.
Some people will say we already have NEPAD, so did we really need AfCFTA?
Well, that's a good question, because AfCFTA was created to act exclusively on private and PPP investment projects. So there are many other instruments available to help bridge the infrastructure gap in Africa, but you should look at AfCFTA as an investment fund, which is owned by government shareholders, but one that has a very commercial mandate. So we only invest in projects that, of course, have a high impact, but those that can provide a good return for the risk that we are taking.
And you can watch the full interview on The Globe later on tonight at 2300 hours Central African Time.